right, welcome back to Magnificently Black, where we elevate Black excellence. I'm Courtney.
And I'm Jen.
On today's episode, we're going to highlight and spotlight our friend Tarshema Harris. This episode is going to be called Real Estate Investing Strengths for Long Term Wealth. So, Tarshema Harris, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing magnificent. Thank you both ladies for having
Ah,
me this afternoon. How are you all today?
doing good. How
Doing
are you,
good.
Jen? Look,
Good. I'm
Been a
excited
long
to be
week.
here.
for sure. And it's only so y'all are gonna hear this on Friday, but this Wednesday, and this is our Black History Month. So welcome to Black History Month. And Tarshima's starting off our Black History Month series. So Tarshima, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and just who Tarshima is?
Sure. Well, first of all, I am Tarshema Harris. I am known on Instagram at Lady Tarshema. I am an international real estate broker and consultant. Part of my goal is helping to real estate professionals and that are 6 to 7 figure earners bridge the gap where they're having problems with being able to get to the next level in their business. So I help them do that by building the relationships or expanding upon on the relationships that they currently already have.
I
Hmm,
like that. So
interesting. I've never
yeah.
heard a real estate agent do international. Does that mean that you not only get homes in the area, you travel around to show homes? How does that work?
No, actually, I'm one of my niches right now is I help foreign investors to acquire properties here on US soil. So
Oh,
I'll help them to either fix and flip if they're short term. Well, they don't really do short term rental. They're usually buy and hold long term investors, but I'm their boots on the ground that help them find and acquire the properties and also to help them make 6 and 7 figure returns on those investments. I
hmm,
also have a property management company as well, so I will do the property management for for them as well.
oh,
That's
good. Okay,
fire.
okay.
So, listen, listeners, if y'all need anybody, property management or international or just anything real estate, Tarshima can really help you. Like you said, check her out on Instagram. I know you're very heavy on social media. Can you give us some highlights on what you do on social media and how you stay above that? Because I you really be posting.
Probably too much, but like everybody else, sometimes I have imposter syndrome, or I do a lot, and a lot of it I don't show. You'd be surprised with how many pictures and videos and stages that I've had been fortunate enough to speak on. I've set and stages and with people such as like Grant Cardone. So if you know him, he's a investor. So I should start and will be highlighting more of that because more people want to know exactly what it is that I do. So let me also tell you where business or things are taking me now,
Yeah.
because there are some changes. I know I am your broker, and I'm so proud of you all for your recent investment and the more future investments, which we'll talk about. And one of the things that I'm passionate about is helping my clients build wealth that once they acquire a property with me, I teach them how to acquire additional properties, whether that's for short-term rental. Maybe they even want to get into fixing and flipping. I also have background and experience in wholesaling. But the direction that I'm going into now with my international, I will still help people that will be working here in the US. But you're going to see more of me traveling more because I'm going to do the reverse. The way that the economy is going right now, so many people are concerned with what's going on around them that a lot of people are
Mhm.
interested in moving
Yeah,
abroad.
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
I'm
Yeah.
going to be helping and bridging the gaps abroad for people who want to already know and decided that they want to leave the US. So I want to be able to help them develop their real estate portfolio in other countries.
That's
Hmm.
nice.
I hadn't got an opportunity to tell you that yet.
That's
Oh,
really
that's
hey,
great.
hey, that she has it telling, but that is really nice because that's like
Yeah.
one of the things that a lot of people are saying they're either going to Mexico or just even Europe. Like I have some clients and people that I work with that are like they're moving and it's
Hmm.
based off of the economy and things that's going on. So that's good to know, Tarshima.
Yeah.
Definitely will keep that in mind.
Yeah,
For
anything that
sure.
I can help you all with, I'll be happy to do so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's my
Good.
yeah.
Well, do you find it difficult trying to do that abroad with with everything going on? Like you said, do you find, what are the hiccups that you're finding in trying to do this international? Is it going smoothly, or is it a bit difficult at the moment?
It's funny because here in the US, we do have, and don't get me wrong, I'm all for people buying properties in the US.
Mhm.
Tarshema Harris and Associates will still be selling properties in the US. But the thing about it is that there's less requirements, with when you're traveling abroad or you're living or thinking of even relocating abroad, you don't have to worry about some of the challenges that you have with credit or debt to
Mhm.
income, or it's really less stringent and it's also more affordable. The
Wow.
amount of money that you could pay would be a 1-bedroom studio. You can get a full home and where you can go downstairs and have a spa. You can have a gym, a sauna, everything, coffee shop, all at your footsteps for, significantly
Here.
less than what you
Yeah.
pay here in the US. Quality of
Oh.
living, quality of food, those are things that are important to me. So I
Mhm.
realized, I am definitely getting more in I'm really in the consulting role now. And I just want to be able to help people to know that you have options. Cost of
Mhm.
living is expensive here. Maybe we need to look at going abroad. But I don't want to have to convince you.
Yeah.
No, not convince you.
Okay.
Just sign up. Where do I need to sign? Just say, okay. So
Yeah.
when you say going abroad, when would you think you would start or like have classes or anything? When do you have like classes like for consulting and things like that?
I'm doing consulting all the time, no matter where I'm
Okay.
at, because I
Okay.
will be able to have my time and freedom. So no matter where I'm at, I will be able to do consulting.
Okay.
That is something that I'm presently doing now. As far as my abroad, I'm looking to do that closer to the summer where I'll actually be international.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's a good time
Do you
frame.
find the summer months are more plentiful than the winter?
It's busy depending on where you're traveling to. So if you're thinking about any part of like London, it's very, very busy there. Thailand, different times you want to go and make sure that you're traveling not when they have tropical storms, so that
Mhm.
and really, I encourage those that are living abroad that are even interested in living abroad. You should go and travel and prepare to be there for at least, I say, a month to get a
Hmm.
lay of the land, potentially go take a look at some property, see what feels good to you, what's going to be accommodating for your specific lifestyle, because
Mhm.
you're not going to really be able to see that in like a weekend, or you
Mhm.
can
Yeah.
go for a week or 2 weeks. So
Okay.
Yeah.
preparing, maybe doing a leave of absence from your employer, mental health days, see how much time you can get
Yeah.
off, be creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, FMLA. Let me see what I can do.
Uh,
So, Jen, what's some things you think, and what were some things like when you first bought your home? Because I know all of us have bought homes, but like, what was one of the things that you think you should tell someone when you buy your home? Like, yeah, give us some advice on that if you could.
Are you talking to me or Jen?
Yeah, both of you guys, because
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like you've definitely bought a house. Like you've bought houses, Tashima, and you've helped me and my wife buy houses. And I want to say, like, what was one of the things that you gave, like, some insight you gave us that made us be like, okay, you can do this, but these are you because you gave us what was it, like a year before? You gave us like this
Yeah,
talk.
I did.
mm.
She gave us a talk, y'all. She gave us like a
Did.
talk. And when I say we stuck to that, and Tarshima will tell you, like, she will tell you like what you need to do. That was one of the things I want you to give some advice for that. Like a year before, if someone wants to buy house 20, what year is this? 2025, 2026? If they're planning on it.
Well, let me just say this, Court. You all were a little outside of the norm for most people. I like though that you all had a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. Okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I do like the fact that because I remember that
yeah.
consultation I had with you guys. But what
Mm-hmm.
I love so much, because I have consultations with people all the time and then they don't do what they need to do. And then I'm having to repeat myself again.
Yeah,
You all came and you all did the work. You did
yeah,
everything that I told you all to do and some, and
yeah.
so I was, and some of those things even was, if I may share, if that's
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
you have got an extra job. You know, you went and got an extra job because I told you all, give me an idea what your financial investment is going to look like. Because although you may see on social media, oh, you can buy a house for free. No, I don't even encourage people to buy a house for free. You know, even though people say, oh, you can buy with zero money down and this and that. It's like anything else that you buy or you get. When you work for something, you're going to value that thing more because you've gotten you got equity, you got stake in
that part.
Something that you say, because you remember the hours that you had to work. You remember the sacrifices, maybe the trips that you were not able to go on, the brand new car that you maybe wanted to get, and you had to keep saying, I'm going to wait until I buy my home, because that is, you know, for most people, the fastest way. Although there's other ways to build wealth. That's typically for minorities, the fastest way for them to build wealth. Those who have bought a home within the last 5 years have at least on average $100,000 of equity in their home.
Nice.
Oh nice.
That's a substantial amount of money. You think about how long it takes for the average person to save up $100,000 and what that could do for your family. Now you can take that property and you can either say, do me and my partner, or do I, for a single person, make enough money that now I want to do my step-up investment? What does that look like for me? Whether that be I keep or hold on to this property if my debt to income, and some people call it DTI, can absorb this other property. But what you know is, hey, some lenders will allow you to carry that first house that you bought as long as you can show that you are leasing that property and that it makes sense that the mortgage will be covered. Now you can go and they're going to remove that debt from your debt to income for you to go out and acquire another property. So now you're buying another property and you've become a landlord.
It's interesting that you say that, because me and my husband has been thinking about, my husband is from Grenada. So we're thinking about buying property there, but we've owned property before in New York and it was a disaster. We were doing it on our own. We didn't have a management company. And also New York has some really tricky laws to where people can go without paying rent at all in the wintertime. So we would have people that wouldn't pay their rent in the wintertime, and we would have to struggle to get these people out of the home, right? But we could not because of the laws that they have in place during the wintertime. And I guess that's understandable. You don't want someone being homeless, I guess, in the winter. So I think that's why that's probably in place. But we've been thinking a lot about when we retire, because I'm older, I'm way older than Courtney, about buying some property that we want to enjoy during retirement.
Okay.
So what do you suggest? I really am not keen on renting myself. If we do, I would like to have somebody else taking care of it at all times, right? And then we use it when it is not being used. So what would you say the first steps we would need to do in order to buy a property in the Caribbean?
Oh, okay. So your very last thing was the thing that I was waiting for. Where you want to live?
Grenada. He's from Grenada. So his father still has a home there, but we want something of our own when we go there.
Okay.
So we're thinking about it heavily and trying to figure out how to do it. We don't know the first thing about how to do it and be that far away and have a management company taking care of it.
So there's a couple of different things. Typically, when most countries abroad, they have management companies that can manage the properties for you.
Yeah.
Find out what's important to you. Some of the similar things that if you're living here in the U.S., what's going to resonate with you? Do you want to be close to his family, where you all have family at? Yeah. Or are you okay if we are within a certain radius of them? And figure out what that looks like. Also, when you're thinking about that, if you're not, is this home going to be a permanent, when you go to retire, where you will be living there 24/7? Or would it be that maybe you come back and travel to the US and then use this property as maybe a short-term rental for people who want to travel there? Because if that's the case, then you're going to want to make sure that you're buying or acquiring in an area where there is attraction and there may be tourists that will come in that area. If you don't care about that, then maybe you say, okay, I want to live closer to maybe where family is, and then look at maybe some properties. Do you all want something that is carefree, that's maintenance free? Do you want resort style living, or do you want farmland? Seeing what resonates with you in the space of where you're looking to move to is one of the first things that I would say do. And then from there, we can look into, because with different countries, some you never own the land. So depending on what the rules and regulations are, then we can have a conversation. So, and also you can schedule a consultation with me and we can talk about what you and your husband goals are, how they can align, how they align, and then putting a plan in place for that future investment.
Oh, definitely. I'm definitely going to reach out because we've been thinking about it. We don't know
For sure.
where to start, right? We talk about it and we're like, well, if we're going to do it, we need to do it now. But the idea is to have something that we would stay here, but we would like to go there and stay there in the winter, the whole entire winter, stay there and then come back here. So we would keep this property here that we have in North Carolina, but we would have that where we could go and get away. And also family could use it too as well.
And see, depending on where your primary residence is here in the US, we could do something, or how your home is designed. We could do something where maybe if you like, for example, I love a ranch on a basement, because then you can live upstairs and then you could have the downstairs where you could rent out as a short-term rental.
Yeah.
Or, maybe you even do a short-term rental with your home, or sometimes you could do just the rooms, depending on who that is. And, you can even have it where, if it's important to you to have it where this is my home that I'll be coming back to, maybe you can have a house manager, and that house manager pays a certain rent, but then they'll also manage for them to have a housing, and then potentially for someone else to have housing, and they'll do rooms. And then you can have a certain type of audience of people that you may say, I want working professionals, maybe someone that's going through they went through a divorce, and this is just a transitional housing for them for 6 months to a year.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds. I like the idea of the manager staying there and then having a room. I like that.
Gives you a little peace of mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. That's good.
I'm gonna have to talk to my husband when he gets back about this.
That's a good detail. So listeners, I would like y'all to comment, like, and subscribe. Tarshema, we have your information. So like she said, you can book consultations. Do you have the website that we have? We'll include all your information also on our Instagram and YouTube. So this is really good. Thank you, Tarshema. So in the future, so what are some things, you say you want to travel during the summertime. So what are some things that you do outside of work, like for self-care? Because we want to incorporate, we're always about self-care too. We have to travel. Travel.
Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of this traveling is going to include some self-care.
Yeah, right. Self-care.
A lot of that will include some self-care, because where I'm thinking of going, which I haven't decided yet, it will probably be where the U.S. will be sleep a portion of the time while I'm awake. So I can flip-flop my day, and then I can choose the days of the week that I work, and then also allow people to see my lifestyle of what I'm doing. Some of the things that's really important to me now, I'm huge on relationships. And I love that I am in a space where most of the people that I am surrounded by in some capacity are adding value to my life. And it's a reciprocal relationship. So that's something that I really enjoy loving, spending time with my family and my friends. And I love to travel. I love a good party. I love live music. I love fashion. So that's something too you'll start to see more of, is my fashion, because a lot of people ask me about my style. I'm very comfortable today, but normally if you see me out, you
still look nice. So if that's comfortable,
y'all, go to her YouTube and her website. You can see all her fashion, her suits, she be on it.
They really don't see it too by the time because I'm improving and I'm constantly updating. So that's always fun for people to see. But also too, I do enjoy giving my time back to the community. So a couple of different nonprofits that I'm a part of. One of them that's near and dear to my heart. It's ERC, which is Empowerment Resource Center. They do an annual Hats Off to Women event. They help women. Well, it used to be primarily women, but now it's pretty much men and women. A lot of minorities that are living with HIV. And so that is something that is near and dear to my heart, to be able to bring awareness to that, because I think oftentimes women that look just like me and you, they are living with HIV. There are so many different things that women and men can do now to protect themselves from spreading the virus. With Atlanta being very prominent for HIV, I just want the women that I want women to take more ownership and care over their body, and making sure that they are making the right decisions, even if they're in an uncomfortable space, that they're making, there's not that one night can ruin the rest of their life or significantly impact the rest of their life. So, because HIV now is no longer a death sentence. It's how you choose to live with the virus. So bringing awareness to that is something that I'm near and dear to my heart. I also have my own nonprofit, which is called Elevate Her. I like to educate women, especially me being a woman. And I also have suffered from trauma in the past. Courtney, you may not know that, but it is not a death sentence for me. It is a part of my past. It does not define me. And I love for women to be able to get past their own traumas more sooner than later, to really accept, propel in the spaces that they need to be in, and stand firmly and walk into the rooms that they need to. So I help them with everything from self-awareness, doubt, encouragement, motivation. I am a believer, so there's my religious perspective of that, as well as a Christian. But I have fun. I love life and I have fun. So those are some of the things that's important to me.
Yes.
And those are important things. Some of the things that you said about, it not being a death sentence, people are living long lives, with HIV, but it's still important to have that awareness too, so people know how to navigate it if they're in that situation. So it's really great.
And they get all of that when they go to ERC. So I shout out to them. That's someplace they're really near to me. I've been volunteering there for probably about 15 years.
Nice. That's really important.
That's great.
And with that, like you said, also go get tested.
Yes.
Get tested every 6 months, every year. When you go to your doctor, your primary care, say, I want to get tested, even if you don't know what's going on, because some things do happen. As in, like she said, one night can turn into something that you don't know. So just to say, just get tested. And then your other nonprofit that you work with, when you Elevate Her, that's something that's very important, because a lot of people don't realize how just talking to someone and just being there for someone can help them personally and mentally. And you having that organization is something that is like tremendous in the community, in the African American community, in the women community, just anything, because it's just like, as they have said, like just a smile can help somebody's day. So that is pretty cool, Tarshema, pretty cool. So
and I mean, people go through some things too that can't really talk about it, right? Everybody has something that has, affected their lives, even me, but sometimes you don't know how to express those things. So having an organization like that for someone that has a safe space is great. So definitely, support that for sure.
Thank you. Yeah. I'll tell anyone, the woman that you all see here today, I've come a long way. Always been very, very ambitious. But sometimes when you go through things in life, they can define how you navigate life later on. The decisions you make, the connections, the things that you allow, how you see yourself. And I think as women, we should always see ourselves as our very best self. Every day that you get up, you have an opportunity to do whatever it is that your heart desires. You have a choice. How you navigate life. I tell people I choose joy.
Yes.
And so every day I try to walk around with a smile. Courtney can tell you, I was probably falling down at in front of the house, and I'm gonna get up with the smile. You know, it doesn't kill you, it will only make you stronger.
Yeah,
Um,
she's right
but
about
yes,
that.
for sure. And if I could go back to one thing, because I know we talked about with HIV, I want also when people are thinking about getting tested, even if you are in a monogamous relationship, this is not a heterosexual, homosexual, man, woman's disease. And unfortunately, as African American women, oftentimes we are not represented well when people are looking on their screens and they're seeing commercials. They do not look like us. And we are heavily affected in the American, in America, as well as here in Atlanta. And if anybody under my voice can hear me, go get tested. Do not trust anyone, even if you are married. Get tested. It is a part of my yearly checkup. And I recommend if you are in a relationship and you are not married, at minimum, you should be doing it every 6 months.
Yeah.
Listen to her. Yeah. So go to your nearest doctor. They have clinics. Find, as everyone say, we got Google. Use Google. Hey Siri or Hey Alexa. So go to your nearest clinic and definitely just take care of yourself in the new year and throughout the year and every day. Like Tarshema was saying, you want to make sure you have a better health and just overall joy. And hopefully you can like inspire somebody or something like that as the year continues. So we're here and we're gonna wrap it up. So Tarshema, give us some, I guess you could drop us some little nuggets as we close out the episode, like to our listeners, just some things of words of wisdom, if you will.
Okay. So here's a few things. This is in no particular order.
Okay.
Start looking at what you're putting in your body, what you're consuming. Okay. Start also looking at what you are consuming in your mind. The TV shows, and I have nothing against reality TV. But too much of anything is not good for us to consume. If you don't like to read, use resources like YouTube, like this podcast today, as resources for you. You can utilize, because YouTube is YouTube University. You can use Audible, read books to educate yourself, because learn a new craft. I would tell people, learn a new skill. AI does not mean that it's going to take over your job. So you live in a mindset of fear. There's a lot of things going on around us, and people are, you have to tune some of that out, because if not, you'll be scared to get on an airplane. You will be scared to make a decision and jump and leave a job that no longer serves you. You will be scared to leave a relationship that no longer serves you. So I remove the distractions from your life. Is one of the things that I would tell people to take away as well. So look at what you consume in your mind, in your body, and in your soul. Fill yourself with the love of God.
Yes.
I like that. I like that. Thank you, Tarshema. So listeners, I hope you please like, comment, and subscribe. We will have Tarshema's information in the comments. We're going to give you her email address, her IG, and contact her if you would like a consultation for any international buying, or just if you need someone for, as she said, for Elevate Her, or just like she said, go get tested. And but thank you so much, Tarshema. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks, Courtney, for having me this evening. It's been a pleasure. You all have a great evening.
Thank you.
Too. Bye-bye.